Some days don't announce themselves loudly. They don't arrive with chaos or obvious disaster. They arrive quietly, almost innocently. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, something already feels heavy. Not pain, not panic, just a subtle tightness in your chest, like you're bracing for a day that hasn't even begun, and you can't explain why. Nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels settled either. If you've ever had a day start this way, your response is understandable. You're not dramatic, you're human. Because the truth is, the day doesn't begin when you leave the house. It begins with the story your mind starts telling you before anything happens at all. Let me tell you about Skylar. Skylar is young, early 20s. She's thoughtful, sensitive, the kind of girl who notices energy before words. She feels things deeply, even when she doesn't have words for them yet. She wakes up one morning already feeling off. The room feels quieter than usual. The light through the curtains feels dull, as if the warmth didn't quite make it in. There's a faint heaviness in her chest, like an unspoken feeling she hasn't had time to place yet. She stands in front of the mirror and catches her reflection at an angle she doesn't like. Her hair isn't sitting right. Her skin looks tired. She tells herself it shouldn't matter, but it does. She reaches for her phone. The battery is lower than she expected. A small sigh leaves her mouth. At her favorite cafe, her coffee order comes out wrong. Nothing wrong with it, just not the comfort she was hoping for. Tiny things, ordinary things, but Skylar's mind starts stitching them together. Of course today feels off. Why does everything already feel harder than it should? On her way out, someone brushes past her without apologizing. It's quick, careless, probably unintentional, but it lingers with her longer than it should. Later, a plan she was genuinely excited about gets canceled. No apology, no explanation that really helps. She walks past a group of people laughing and suddenly becomes aware of her body, how she's standing, how she's walking, whether she looks awkward, whether she said something wrong earlier that she's now replaying in her head. By mid-afternoon, Skylar feels like she's been quietly losing all day. Not because anything truly went wrong, but because her mind has lined up every small moment and stacked them into one heavy conclusion. This day is against me. By evening, she's exhausted, drained in a way sleep won't fix. She feels unlucky, unseen, like she's always just slightly out of sync with life. And here's the part Skylar couldn't see while she was inside it. Nothing objectively awful happened that day. What happened was a mental pattern taking control. When the mind is primed for negativity, it becomes a detective, searching for evidence to confirm the story it already believes. Every inconvenience becomes proof. Every neutral moment feels personal. Every pause feels like rejection. It's not loud. It's not dramatic, but it's powerful. And if this sounds familiar, if you're quietly nodding right now, you might gently tap like as a soft moment of agreement. Not for me, but for yourself, for the recognition. Now imagine the same Skylar on a different morning. Same age, same life, same responsibilities. But this time, she wakes up without deciding the day in advance. There's no forced positivity, no pretending everything is fine, just a quiet openness, a neutral stance. When the mirror catches her at an unflattering angle, she doesn't linger. When the coffee is wrong, she shrugs. When plans change, she exhales and pivots. Laughter floats past her again later that day, but this time it doesn't turn into a judgment. It's just sound. just life happening around her. A small detour leads her somewhere unexpected, a quieter street, a different cafe, a moment sitting alone with her thoughts that actually feels peaceful instead of overwhelming. The day still isn't perfect, but it doesn't feel hostile. And by the end of it, Skylar feels lighter. Life didn't suddenly get better. She simply stopped interpreting what was happening around her as a threat. This isn't about ignoring reality. Some things are genuinely hard. Some moments hurt no matter how open or calm someone tries to be. Mindset doesn't erase grief, loss, or real obstacles. What it does influence is how much space those moments take up. A defensive mindset turns every bump into a concrete wall. An open mindset reveals paths that quietly curve around what once felt like an impenetrable barrier. The world doesn't change overnight, but the experience of moving through it does. When someone expects the world to be unkind, they move guarded. Shoulders tense. Assumptions sharpen. Opportunities feel suspicious instead of inviting. But openness, real openness, not forced cheerfulness, changes posture, tone, and timing. It makes room for connection, for redirection, for noticing what would have been missed otherwise. It's not that good things suddenly appear, it's that they're finally allowed to be received. And this is the quiet lesson Skylar eventually learned. The mind doesn't just react to life, it filters it. And whatever filter is running will shape what feels visible, possible, and personal. When life has felt heavy for a long time, the instinct is to tighten control, to assume impact, to stay protected. But sometimes the most powerful shift isn't doing more or guarding yourself. It's loosening the grip, letting the day arrive without sentencing it in advance, allowing moments to be what they are instead of what you fear they'll become. Because the moment you stop asking the world to validate your struggle, you give life permission to show you its gentler side. If this space feels like something you want more of, a place where you can slow down, relax, and reconnect with yourself, I'd love for you to subscribe to Dream with Intent. This is a gentle corner where we explore inner knowing, healing, and growth together at a pace that honors you. Thank you for spending this moment with me. Take what you need and leave the rest. This is Seraphina, a name I write under to reflect the essence, heart, and purpose behind this space within Dream with Intent. Thank you for being here. I'll see you again soon.